Favorite little section here, a little thing called the verdict. King Lorik's blessing, whether or not it shall be bestowed.
I mean, fuck, man. Like, even with all the fucked up difficulty at the end, it's a masterpiece, dude. It's an NES masterpiece. It is. It might be the apex on the system. Like,
wow.
As far, you know, there's other fun games and you get into a lot of subjectivity, but I mean from a technical accomplishment perspective. And, you know, part of doing this timeline is the idea that we're going to encounter things, maybe that, especially late in the cycle, the NES cycle, that we had moved off on other systems and maybe didn't play. And, you know, who knows what happens in there. I know some of the late stage games are really revered. Kirby's and shit like that are like really whatever. But I think it might be the most impressive development job on the system that ever happens, you know. So that I feel relatively confident that we're going to make it through off the NES entirely, and I'm still going to feel that way. So, yeah, I mean, the graphics are unreal, the music unreal, controls unreal, cutscene cinematics unreal, pixel art of the actual actors portraying the actors in those cutscenes unreal, general embodiment of the underlying IP in an NES technical context unreal, in-game reward and satisfaction unreal. Like, it's everything about it, other than like, this is fucking hard, assholes. Like, that's it. That's the only thing that I think someone could even try to suggest is not commendable about it.
Yep. I mean, would I recommend it to someone else? Yeah. Would I consider playing it again in like a remastered version or something like that, like on a Xbox? Like, yeah, like remastered. I'll play it again. Why not? Like, it's, yeah. What else can I say that hasn't already been said? Graphics, the tracks. Like, I was listening to the tracks regularly over and over. Like,
right, yeah.
Like, even the cutscene track, I originally had that as one. I was like, this cutscene music is fantastic. You know, like, yeah, everything about it, solid. Controls, which we can make or break a game, especially during this era. I mean, great. So, yeah, as hard as it is, still worth it. Still worth a play. Definitely gets the blessing, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really interesting idea, like the remastering idea, like, because of what I just said, like, other than nerfing it and making it easier, and is that really an improvement? How do, I mean, I guess it's new and it's better looking, so
right.
Maybe it is better, but like I struggle, at least if you at all have an appreciation of this of retro gaming and the NES, like what could be accomplished in that system. If you have an appreciation of that, like, is it possible for remastering to be better?
Like, unless you legit make this so graphically advanced that it looks like the movie, and you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, unless you're using current generation software to make it look like the movie, that's one of the best things about this, is the fact that it straight up looks like the movie already on 8-bit software. That's the brilliance of it. So yeah, it's one of those things where that's just one of the things I always ask, like, hey, because we've seen remasters of Strider and stuff. I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm not. You know, we've seen them for like Alex Kidd and stuff like that, where it's like, all right, you know, I might play that one. Like, this is great as it is. Like, so I would say, yeah, just in general, of course, if you had one, I'd check it out. But I mean, it stands on its own.
Yep. Amen. Double blessing on that. Not the most surprising thing, I suppose, but got to go through the process anyways. I trust the process.